Pandemic has brought a lot of challenges to our life. One such being the pandemic weight gain. And let me first congratulate. If you're clicking on this video, that means you have lost some weight, maybe 5 kgs, 10 kgs, 15 kgs, and now you hit a plateau. So I myself, I have lost 17 kgs in this pandemic, and I'll be decoding the steps. I have 3 steps for you, 3 things which you can actually apply from the tomorrow and start getting results. My name is weightht. I'm a certified fitness trainer, and watch it till the end so that you can get the maximum value. Okay, so if you are new to my channel, consider subscribing. I'll be sharing a lot of content related to fitness, related to mindset and nutrition. So let's begin with the step number 1. So the plateau, if you want to break the plateau, you need to follow FITT principle. Okay, so FITT principle is basically frequency, intensity, type and timing. These are the 4 things which are related to the FITT principle. So let's first dig into frequency. So when we say into frequency, what do you mean? Okay, how frequent are you doing the workout? In a week, are you doing only 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, all 7 out of 7 times? Now, if you are overtraining, that will cover in the step number 3. But if you are doing only for 3 times, you can consider changing the frequency to 4 and 5 so that you can come out of the plateau. This is the first thing which you should consider if you are hit to the plateau. Next thing in the FITT principle is intensity. This we will cover it little bit in detail. I'll come to this point later. Now let's come on type. If you are training only cardio, you can include weight training along with this. Okay, so that will be a game changer. Let us suppose you are only doing boxing. Okay, so with that you can start doing weight training. That will help you and your body will get certain kind of change. Once there is a change, it will start giving you certain kind of responses by overcoming of the plateau. So that is on the type. When you talk about timing, when we talk about timing here is how much duration are you doing the training? Is it only 30 minutes? Is it 45 minutes? Is it 1 hour? Or are you doing like more than 1 hour? Yeah. So that you should start considering. If you're only doing for 30 minutes, consider to extend your workout duration to 45 minutes. That way, what would happen is, again, you are increasing the kind of work you are putting on your body. So that will reflect in terms of you overcoming of the plateau. Now, let's come back to intensity here, which will go in detail. So when we talk about intensity, how we can increase our intensity, right? If you're only doing a cardio training, okay, so you can start doing HIIT training, high intensity interval training, where it will be you can start doing plyometric jumps. So that way you can increase your intensity. Now, if you are doing weight training, one thing you can do is you can reduce the rest time between your sets. So let us suppose you did 1 set of bicep curl and in between you are taking 45 seconds of rest. What you start doing is, instead of 45 seconds, you going into 30 seconds of rest before your next set or next kind of exercise, right? So that way what will happen is your rest time will reduce and your work done or the workout volume will increase through that. Now the other aspect here is you can do supersets. What do I mean? You will start working on opposite muscle groups without giving any rest. So let's take example, you are training your chest, pectoralis major, you start doing the push-up. Okay, so what are you training? You are training your chest. Now the opposite muscle group is what? Your back muscles. Once after this, without giving any rest time, you start training your back. You started doing rows, okay, dumbbell rows, bent over dumbbell rows. With that, what will happening is you are started giving resistance to your opposite muscle group. So that's also one of the good ways you can start inculcating is the resistance training with the kind of supersets. Okay, other option also you start doing eccentric training. Eccentric training is basically, it's also for hypertrophy, but if you want to overcome your plateau, you can start including the eccentric training. Basically, let us suppose I am doing a bicep curl. Okay, what happens normal bicep curl is you take 1 second up, you hold for a second, and then you come back in a second. So totally 3 seconds you have taken in doing one repetition. But in eccentric training, what happens is you take in 1, then while leaving you'll take 1, 2 and 3. So total 1 second for up, 1 second hold, and then 3 seconds to come back. So 5 seconds you are doing one repetition. There was only 3 seconds, here you are increase it to 5 seconds. So with the increase of resistance or time under tension your muscle is there, that is how your first thing is your intensity will start increasing, right? So these are the things, FITT principle. First one what? Frequency. Second one intensity. Third one type. Fourth one timing. So we covered till now is FITT principle. So after this, let's go with the next thing, which is recovery. This is step number 2. Okay, this is the tip number 2 is recovery. When you talk about recovery, you need to start understanding that rest is the most important thing. Okay, so when you are training, as important as your training is, it is also important that you give your body certain rest days, because in that rest days you are building your muscles, you are developing your muscles. And if you're overtraining, which will come in the step number 3, is that's where you are hitting, maybe that is the reason of you hitting a plateau. So that is another thing I would recommend is I train myself 5 days in a week and 2 days of rest days. For me, how I put my rest days is I'll do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, my upper body, lower body and core. Then on Thursday, I take a rest day. Then Friday, Saturday, that is upper body, lower body. Then Sunday again is rest day. So that way your muscles, take example here, Monday I worked on my upper body. Next when I'm working here is on Friday. So how many days gap I have given? 3 days of gap I have given in between. So the muscle groups of upper body is well rested in between, so that I don't train it. If every single day you are only training your upper body or you only training your biceps, what would happen? These are more overtrained. The biceps are overtrained. So that might also be the reason for you. Okay. Now next is the sleep hygiene. Okay. So are you waking up in the middle of the night? Are you having the proper sleep? If I ask you to rate your sleep from 0 to 5, how would you rate it? Is it 4, is it 5, or is it 2 or 3? If it is 2 or 3, you need to understand about you're not giving your body a proper rest, and maybe you consult with the proper people who can help you with the sleep deprivation currently. Next comes is nutrition. Okay, so the nutrition is very important part when it comes about you overcoming plateau, right? So you need to be in a calorie deficit in case you are into the weight loss. Okay, we are specifically talking about weight loss, fat loss. So you need to be in a calorie deficit, right? And too much of calorie deficit also can be a issue. So my recommendation is 200 to 250 calories below your TDE. That's a right way to start with, and then after 2-3 weeks you can reduce another 100 calories and then 100 calories after every alternate week. That way your body is able to sustain, rather than going into a huge calorie deficit of 500 or 1000 calories. That won't be sustainable for a long time. Next one is you should go into techniques of foam rolling. You should go into myofascial treatments. That way your body is able to recover. So this was on the tip number 2, which is recovery. All right. Now let's go into the last tip, which is overtraining. Okay. Overtraining here is very much, I would say that people, instead of slowing down to speed up, they say that okay, train 6 days in a week, 7 days in a week. That might work for you for few days or months initially when you're starting your fitness journey, but if you're continuing it for a long duration, maybe 3 months, 6 months, you can't be able to sustain, and your muscles need rest. So you need to give your muscles the proper rest so that you don't overtrain. And the symptoms of overtraining, what are the symptoms of there? Is you are feeling too much fatigued with same kind of training. Let's suppose you used to do 45 minutes of training and you used to be with a lot of energy throughout the training. Now you, after 30 minutes, you are not able to do the training. So that gives you a symptoms and sign that you are into overtraining. Second one is sleep deprivation. You are not able to sleep throughout the night. You are waking up middle of the night. Next one, what is coming up is you are not able to appetite. Your appetite is very less. Okay, so you are not able to eat properly. So that is another symptom that you are overtraining. So that was the 3 tips which I overcome my own 17 kgs I reduced, and being from obese at 96.3 kgs, I'm right now at 79 and I'm still in work in progress. Okay, my name is Ravitej. I'm a certified fitness trainer. So if you're not yet subscribed, consider subscribing, because I'll be creating such value-based content for you. Thank you. Bye-bye.